I'll speak to the idea of their jobs are available that are outside the actual description of using your language as your job. I do engineering work, I don't do language work, but I do use my language for that, for my engineering. I do cultural ambassador to visiting Chinese engineers and businessmen, and I do some translation and interpretation work. So it's not, my job has nothing to do on paper with foreign language, but it helps a lot.
I would say my job is similar. I'm a software engineer, but I have my German skill and I get to speak with German clients and go on business trips to Germany. So it's a good skill to have and brings up new opportunities you wouldn't have otherwise.
What do you say to people who say, well, everybody speaks English in Germany?
Not true.
Yeah, so
Some people speak German in other countries. I found that out in France.
Yeah. I've always found the Germans don't speak English as well as they think they do. But anyways, any other comments?
I think when you have just that year or two of experience, it's really about pairing it with another interest or another skill that you have, and then using it as the language part of it as kind of a bonus so that you can sort of sell to the employer, use that as leverage. So yeah, I think it's about really combining it with something else that you've got to get your foot in the door, and then figuring out another way that you can use it, or kind of market that to an employer, something that makes you unique or different from the other candidates.
And I would kind of add to it, I'm in the same boat kind of as Nick. I got a job, I had a job in sales as a sales coordinator. And I have no background as that, but they kind of just brought me on board because they see that you are willing to learn new things and move around, and that's attractive to companies, and they want to find a spot for you if you're willing to learn new things. And I think that's just as important as whether or not you use the language you studied. In my case, I kind of did what Nick did. I didn't use Chinese, but when Chinese people would come, that's like, there are not a lot of people around who can do that, so they come to you for these sorts of things. You fill in like kind of as needed.